Let's be bold. Let's do things differently. Let's think big, move fast, and work together to make the progress that we need for the people of Louisville and the city of Louisville.
Mayor Craig Greenberg there just about an hour and a half ago speaking about the city's desperate need for affordable housing. During his campaign, Greenberg said it would be one of his chief concerns if elected. Today, the city unveiled a comprehensive housing strategy aiming to create or preserve 15,000 housing units, calling it My Louisville Home. Greenberg noted the latest housing assessment determined the city needs more than 30,000 units for its lowest income households. He called My Louisville Home an unprecedented plan for investment and policy action to spur housing development. Here's how that breaks down into some different strategies and topics. First, Greenberg said the city needs to revise the land development code, making it easier to build. He wants to see new and long-term funding for the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund, more innovation in financing and construction, and the creation of long-term homeownership opportunities. The plan also proposes incentivizing the renovation of vacant and abandoned properties. Greenberg said the city needs to be focused on building and renovating units in all neighborhoods.
Safe, affordable, quality housing is the foundation for every family and must be present in all neighborhoods, not just other people's neighborhoods. Let me say that again. Safe, affordable, quality housing is the foundation for every family.
Greenberg said many of the plan's proposals will need Metro Council buy-in, especially when it comes to funding and restructuring the land code. The city will take public feedback on its plan through November 3rd. A final version will be released by December 1st, along with a dashboard to track progress. We'll continue to have more coverage on this story coming up this evening at 6 o'clock. Going back to a story we first told you about on Good Morning Kentuckiana yesterday, early morning gunshots in a South Louisville apartment left 2 family members dead, and police say that the gunman knew them well. According to police, that suspect admitted to pulling the trigger and is now facing murder charges. WHAS11's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie report.
This is the scene that shocked a South Louisville neighborhood. Just before 4 a.m., Louisville Metro Police responded to Douglas Park Apartments near Southside Drive, where 2 men were shot and killed inside an apartment complex. Kentucky Representative Jared Bauman of Southwest Jefferson County has proposed legislation under the Safer Kentucky Act ahead of the 2024 General Assembly. It would keep repeat offenders like Rodriguez off the streets.
It's laser focused on violent crime and very experienced criminals.
In arrest documents, police say 40-year-old Ricardo Jr. Rodriguez was found standing near the entrance of the apartment. Detectives say he admitted to killing the 2 men, his own father and son.
Yeah, this is an absolutely terrible, tragic incident, and my heart goes out to the family and the friends that are impacted.
Court records show in 2013 he was charged with murder and later pleaded guilty to manslaughter, serving 6 years and 6 months in prison. State lawmakers like Representative Jared Bauman are working on legislation before the 2024 General Assembly to prevent repeat offenders. It's called the Safer Kentucky Act, which has 18 parts, including the 3 strikes law.
Would ensure that anyone that commits 3 violent felonies in the state of Kentucky would be in prison for life. So they will not be released at any time. They will not leave prison alive.
In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
The Safer Kentucky Act proposal is still being drafted. Rodriguez was expected in court this morning. We're waiting for more details about what happened there. Just days before Brooks Houck is expected to appear in court, charged in the death of Crystal Rogers, his attorney is asking to reduce his bond. Houck was Rogers' boyfriend at the time of her 2015 disappearance. Kentucky State Police and the FBI arrested him last Wednesday on charges of murder and tampering with evidence. A judge set his bond at $10 million. In a motion filed Monday, his attorney Brian Butler asks for that bond to be lowered to $500,000. He writes the current bond amount is unprecedented but also unconstitutional. The motion argues Houck complied with law enforcement and has no criminal convictions. In addition to the bond reduction, Butler asked Houck to be put on home incarceration if the bond is posted. He'll be arraigned in Nelson County this Thursday. One of Louisville Metro Council's most outspoken members says he's not going to be seeking another term. Ja'Cory Arthur made that announcement in his district newsletter. He was first elected to represent District 4 in 2020. That area includes parts of downtown, Smoketown, and the city's West End. Arthur recently changed his party affiliation from Democrat to Independent. His term ends in January of 2025. In the newsletter, Arthur says he's going to focus instead on community organizing. He writes, quote, "I've always encouraged people to organize, but it's hard to lead by example while being inside of a political system that is set up to be disorganized, bureaucratic, and punitive." Millions of dollars are going towards combating Kentucky's opioid epidemic. Monday, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced $13.9 million will go to expanding treatments and resources for organizations across the Commonwealth. According to the state's overdose fatality report, more than 2,000 Kentuckians lost their lives to a drug overdose last year. Kentucky is receiving millions of dollars as part of settlements with drug manufacturers for their role in the opioid epidemic. Back in April, the Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission gave out $8 million in rewards. That leads us to now with an additional $13.9 million awarded.
Proud to fight alongside you, proud to stand side by side with people like you serving in the trenches of the drug epidemic. So to you, to all those struggling with addiction, our message is clear. Help is on the way.
Some of the organizations receiving funds in Jefferson County include Feed Louisville, the Healing Place, and the Jeffersontown Police Department. Last year, officials announced Louisville alone was set to receive $32 million from the opioid settlements. Back in July, Mayor Craig Greenberg announced by the end of this year, Louisville agencies would see more than $7 million in funds. The first round included $1.5 million towards harm reduction, like Narcan distribution and HIV screenings. The second was $250,000 given to the Opioid Settlement Advisory Board. Lastly, more than $5 million will go to organizations who submit proposals this coming fall. And we've learned that the man tasked with overseeing transportation for JCPS has been reassigned. The district confirmed that Monday, though a spokesperson did not say where now former Chief Operations Officer Chris Perkins will be working. The decision follows the transportation disaster on the first day of school for JCPS, which saw some buses delayed by hours and some not showing up at all. Perkins had been in his role since 2020. JCPS says Dr. Rob Folk will be taking over as interim operations chief while they search for a permanent replacement for Perkins. Folk most recently worked as the assistant superintendent in middle schools.